Sydney FC are in a free fall. And it really is one of the most dramatic stories that we are seeing unfold at the moment in this current A-League men's season. It really is remarkable. And it is remarkable for a number of reasons. And at this sort of this halfway point of the A-League season, we really have to talk about it. And what is it going to look like for the Sky Blues moving forward and for the future of Sydney FC? Because it is a really concerning time at the moment. This is coming just off the back of a 2-0 loss to the Western Sydney Wanderers, their arch rivals. A big game, a chance for Sydney FC to put their season back on track after two consecutive defeats against Western United, against Melbourne City, two games that they were looking quite lackluster in. Big chance to get a win against the Western Sydney Wanderers side who have been struggling, way more so this season. And Sydney FC went into this game and it was their worst performance this season. It was truly abysmal. It was defensively shaky. Western Sydney Wanderers were controlling the midfield, and in attack, that was the concern. Western Sydney Wanderers bossed it in the attacking stats. Sydney FC in the derby, only managing 6 shots and 1 on target. And that is with the likes of Adam Lafondra, Bobo, Elvis Campsober, Milos Ninkovic, Anthony Caceres, and new international signing Luciano Narsing on the pitch. With all of those high-profile names, Sydney FC managed 1 shot on target. It's incredible. It really, really is. When you look at the team on paper, we have to give credit to Western Sydney Wanderers, especially defensively. They were fantastic. Philip Kanka and Thomas Lavmasella, his first game for Western Sydney Wanderers, were immense at the back. But when you have a team of players of that pedigree, they have to be doing something more than what Sydney FC are doing at the moment. If you were to simply, without watching these teams at all, if you were to put that team on paper and look at the names there, I mentioned some of those attacking players, and then across midfield, Paulo Retre, Anthony Caceres, Mustafa Amini, absolutely ridiculous that he didn't start in this game. Good, decent midfielders. And then in defence, Alex Wilkinson, we know his experience. Ryan Grant, a Socceroo. Andrew Redmayne, another Socceroo. What's going on with this team? Yes, the only real player they're missing at the moment, of course, Luke Bratton, who's been ruled out for the whole season with an injury. They can't just put it down to that, especially when you look at attack, man. Costa Barbarouses, another player I didn't mention, made his first start of the season tonight for Sydney FC in the Sydney Derby. It baffles me how they're not managing to simply be one of the top sides in the competition right now. Early on for my preseason predictions, I called Sydney FC to be a top 2 side once again. There was no reason why they couldn't finish there. Once again, they managed to retain much of the quality that they had from previous years where they were so successful. But it is so concerning right now for Sydney FC. And a big reason and a big part of that is where they sit in the ladder and the teams around them. Sydney FC currently sit at 6th place on the ladder at the base of the finals. But that is absolutely flattering them, because if you look at the teams around them, they are ahead of Phoenix. They're level on Phoenix, but ahead of Phoenix just by 1 goal. It's goal difference that's holding on. By the end of this round, Phoenix and City play the day after this video is being recorded. So if Phoenix get a result there, they've nudged ahead. But Phoenix have 4 games in hand on Sydney FC. 4 games in hand. And they're only just 1 goal behind. And on top of that, you got Newcastle Jets, West Sydney Wanderers, Central Coast Mariners, all teams who could make a charge for the top 6 come this second half of the season. And Perth Glory, who have just returned home to Western Australia for a run of home games. If you're a Sydney FC fan, you should be very, very concerned about your team's finals chances this season, especially after this performance, man. 3 consecutive defeats it is now for Sydney FC for the first time in years. And this really is why we have to discuss this, because it is quite remarkable what we're seeing happen. And again, I just want to reiterate the quality in the Sydney FC side. This is maybe one of the strongest Sydney FC sides we've seen for some time. A team who always compete and are just considered one of the top clubs in the country are simply not doing it at the moment. And now the pressure is falling upon the coach, Steve Corica. When you look at the names on the field, that this team should be cleaning up teams in the A-League 3-4-0 every single week, really. But against a struggling Western Sydney Wanderers, just couldn't even get shots on, get shots on goal. And now Steve Corica has to work things out. And on top of this, he's going to be busy. Sydney FC have an Asian Champions League campaign coming up. They've got the qualifier against Kaya, a Philippine side, on Tuesday night, this coming Tuesday night. If they win that, they're into the group stage. And who knows what it's going to look like then. It's going to create even more concern because Sydney are going to have to try and hold on to their finals place while managing an Asian Champions League campaign. Look, they certainly have the depth to do it when you look at the personnel. But Steve Corica has his work cut out for him. The coach who has won a championship with Sydney FC. This is really where Sydney FC get tested, and Steve Corica. And there's already been early calls for potential rebuilds if this season doesn't work out. There's the likes of Ninkovic, Wilkinson, even Lafondra move on after this season. Bobo is heading towards his late 30s. You know, yes, they have come up with some wins and some decent performances this season, but overall, it's been lackluster. And something needs to change for Sydney FC. Something needs to change for Steve Corica. And Sydney FC fans will tell you that absolutely. It's simply not acceptable from Sydney FC fans seeing how their team is playing at the moment, and they desperately need a turnaround. There is still a lot of football to be played this season. Don't get me wrong. We're not writing off Sydney FC by any means. But they're in a really precarious position right now. When you look at the ladder, when you look at the teams around them and the way they're playing, they need to turn it around quick, smart. It's Sydney FC in the A-League this season. It really is a fascinating narrative that's playing out. Guys, thanks for checking out the video. This is Coastwood Football. Make sure to hit subscribe if you want to stay up to date to all of the A-League content dropping here. See you in the next one.